Hey Josh!
What? I can't hear you. The AC's too loud.
Let me turn it off here.
Oh,
The AC's too loud? What, you think that it is a little loud? Do you think that's a problem?
I actually get phone calls, people asking how loud the AC unit is. And it's hard to describe it. I just say, well, it's an AC unit, right? But we wanted to give you guys some real numbers and give you an idea of what the noise level is actually at. So we've actually got a meter that's going to show in decibels what kind of noise you're looking at dealing with the AC.
Yeah, thank you. So over here, if you kind of zoom into here, I got a little decibel meter, and if you're very quiet, you can see it says Quiet Park Whispers. And if you're really loud, it will say busy street. So, and it kind of reads it in decibels. So normal conversation, I think, is usually 60 to 70 decibels. You know, above 70 to 80 is going to be more busy city streets. But I'm excited to do this video because this is actually my personal Black Series unit RV trailer, and I've done some research on some AC units, and I wanted to upgrade my AC unit because personally, to me, like sleeping at night, the AC doesn't bother me if it's running. It's actually kind of is soothing. It's like white noise, I feel like. But during the day, you know, when I have friends in and having conversation or even watching a movie, you know, we throw on a movie, and if it's hot and we're running the AC, it does get actually kind of noisy. And so I wanted to try a new AC unit that hopefully is a little bit quieter. This new AC unit that I'm actually trying out is also supposed to be, I think, almost twice as efficient, and it's the same BTUs but much more efficient, quieter, and it also has a built-in soft start, which is really cool, is because we do a lot of soft starts. So I thought, you know, if we can upgrade the AC unit to a more efficient unit that's quieter with a soft start, that might be a no-brainer for a lot of people. So we're going to test it out and see, you know, the old versus the new. So here we go. Okay, so I just turned on my TV because I talked about how I usually am irritated with the AC unit when the TV's on. If you come down here, and I'm not going to talk for a second so you can see where we're at. It's very quiet in here. So I'm going to crank on the AC unit and just take a look at the decibel meter here. So we're sitting about 65 decibels without me talking, so hold on, we'll go quiet for a second. So the AC unit's putting out about 65 decibels, which is conversation, which, you know, watching a movie, if somebody's talking while you're watching a movie, is not very pleasant if you're all trying to watch the movie. Now let's actually go put it over here, right up against the AC unit. Depends on where you're at. You're gonna see anywhere from 80, well, right there you're about 83, 84, all the way to, you know, I mean, yeah, so in this area right here, you're just under 80 or 81, 82, which it says is a busy street. And that's why we wanted to open the video with us, well, you know, me and Josh actually screaming across the room from each other, because that's what happens sometimes. Somebody's sitting on the bench, somebody's sitting at the table trying to have a conversation, and you can't hear each other because there's a street in between you. You know, there's a cars driving by, I guess, is what we're seeing here. So anyway, yeah, so there it is. That's the stock 13,500 BTU AC unit in the Black Series. And we're going to upgrade it to a better AC unit. Hopefully that will be a lot quieter too. So we're going to find out here in just a little bit. So see you in a bit. I am so excited about this upgrade. It is in my trailer, so that's why I'm even more excited about it. But I think it's turned out to be way better than I expected. Now I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you the raw emotions that I had when I came in this morning, because I came in and turned it on immediately because we didn't finish it last night, and I was just jumping for joy. It's awesome, it's amazing. But I'm going to turn it on and hopefully you can kind of see, but take a look at the unit right now. It's really sleek, it looks nice. I think it looks much more premium than the other one. There's a bunch of features that I haven't mentioned, but yesterday as we were installing it, I read this entire booklet, and so I know a lot more about it. I know a lot of the features. Something that I forgot to mention is that it comes with a really cool remote, and this has a lot of features and control settings to make this entire air conditioning experience much better. But we're going to turn it on. And if you recall yesterday when we did the decibel readings, this thing said it was a city street, and me and Josh were screaming back and forth to talk to each other, essentially, you know, kind of jokingly. But here we go, let's turn it on. I'm gonna power this up, and it's on full blast, and the unit should kick on in a second. The fan's on right now, and the compressor just kicked on. Yep, the compressor's kicked on, and the AC's going. Josh, what you think of this?
Well, as I mentioned, previously, that's a question we get all the time. How loud is the AC unit? And after listening to this one, it's a lot louder. That's for sure. This particular AC unit is a lot quieter than what comes stock in the Black Series. So I think a lot of people are really going to be impressed with this unit and love the noise reduction and the functionality that comes with this AC unit. Like, it's a lot easier to communicate across the trailer here and not have to feel like we have to raise our voices to communicate with each other.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're talking at a very low, my little decibel meter says conversation. We're talking at a conversation level, and we were having a hard, I feel like you're kind of usually yelling with the other one going. So huge improvement. I really like it. So I was doing some reading, doing some research on it. It's supposed to be 3 times quieter than the other standard 13,000 BTU air conditioning units on the market. It's also 20% more efficient. It runs at 1,500 watts, which is really low for a 13,500 BTU AC unit, and it doesn't have any cranking watts either, so there's no surge in the beginning. It comes with a built-in soft start, which is really cool. We do a lot of soft starts here for people because they want to try to run their AC units on a smaller generator. With this unit, you're going to be able to run it without having to run it on a smaller generator, without having to upgrade that soft start, because it's built into the unit. It also has a lot of other cool features on this remote and the AC unit itself, the capability. You can look up, I want to kind of point a few things out. The head, as you saw in the other video, my head actually was almost hitting. It was very close. And this is quite a bit bigger. If I stand on my tippy toes, I can barely get to it. The other one, I had to crank my head. So you're gonna definitely gain a little bit more profile, right? For taller people. I'm 6 feet. So if you're, our camera guy's 6'2", and he walked in the other one and he hits his head on it, and he does not hit his head on this one. So it's definitely gonna clear, those taller people. Super cool digital display here. Once again, you can actually turn that off. So if it's nighttime and you're sleeping, some of the features on this, you can set hours, times, you can set sleep modes. It has eco mode, so it can be more efficient, which is super cool. You can go down to your fan, you can turn it on auto, so it's going to turn on and off automatically. If you recall the buttons on the other AC unit, you have essentially on, off, low, high, medium. That's it. You have no options. You have no capability to turn this on and leave and it will just run continually. This, you have an auto mode. You can turn down, I'll show you over here, you have different settings. You have a heat pump, which is super cool. You have a recirculation mode, you have AC, and you also have a built-in humidifier. That's a big deal. Lots of people don't realize, like, we have a lot of people asking, you know, if you've never owned a trailer, you're new to the trailer world, these are small little teeny boxes, and if you're cooking, you're showering, you know, they tend to get very, there tends to build moisture inside of these, a lot of humidity. And so you want to open your doors and turn on your fans. This comes with a built-in dehumidifier, which is really, really cool. So if you're thinking about an AC soft start, or you were thinking about a dehumidifier, this essentially gives you everything in one, more efficient, and it's super quiet. Isn't that amazing? I'm whispering, and you can probably still hear me. What do you think?
I think it's really cool, and I was actually going to ask you to turn down the AC. It's getting freezing in here, but the nice thing is that you can do that from your bed.
Oh yeah.
And before, like if you guys were laying in bed, if you go take a nap in the middle of the day and you have the AC on and it got too cold, you got to get out of bed. Now you just reach over, grab your remote, turn it off, or
yeah,
it's really nice.
And what reminds me when you say that, what's really cool about this is when you actually put this on auto and turn the AC on at night, it actually has, it has smart technology in it, and it knows that when you go into sleeping, your body actually gets a little bit cooler at night, and this AC will automatically adjust its temperature to a warmer setting so that you don't wake up with that chill. So it has actually some smart technology in it, which is really cool. It's just that, to me, I feel like the difference between this AC and the other AC is like it's a smart TV versus a dumb TV, you know, a big old fat tube TV with no technology. This is really neat. I'm really, really impressed, and I love all the features of this. So yeah, I mean, any other?
I just think that sometimes if you're getting a lot of extra features, you might think, what's the downside? Maybe it's not going to perform as well. After being in here, I mean, it is cold. It's frigid. So the performance was not. There wasn't any performance that was taken away from this, adding all these extra features.
Oh yeah.
So that's really nice.
No, it's very, very nice. I'm really impressed with this. So yeah, well, let's do the decibel test so you can see that as the final where we were from yesterday to today. So if you recall yesterday in this area, this was next to the TV. It was in conversation, which is 60 to 70 decibels. We're hitting about 50, 55 decibels when we go completely silent. Which just says it's a quiet library, which is really nice. And if you remember when we came up to the AC unit, it was saying that we were by city traffic, busy traffic, and it was close to 80 decibels. And I'm talking, so I'm going to go quiet for a second. $66, $67. In between 67 and 70, you know, when I'm not talking. So it's about, yesterday, if you recall, it almost jumped up to 80 right here. It was like outside busy city traffic, and right here it's conversation, which and when Josh and I sit down across from each other on the other side of the AC unit, we can comfortably have a nice conversation. So super quiet. It sounds, to me, it sounds 2 to 3 times quieter. It definitely is reading a lot quieter in the decibel meter. So really, really impressed with this unit. I'm super excited. I've already had it running today. I've been playing with it a lot in the remote, and I've had it turned on, turn off. You know, I've been just running it, you know, turning it. I turned the heat pump on. I got it into 80 degrees in here, and then I turned it down to 60, dropped it down, got freezing in here, and it seems to really adjust the temperature really fast. And it's very, and I hear it turn on and run for a while, and it shuts off, which is amazing. because the Black Series, the standard Dometic that came in these trailers prior, they just run and use a lot of power. So I'm really excited to actually try running this off grid, because I'm set up where I can run off my batteries and see how it performs. It looks like I have an amp meter that reads, and it does look like it's running a little bit less too. Like I said before, I mean, you can see this, I don't think the compressor's on right now, but my previous one, it would run sometimes 150 to 170 amps with the compressor on. And the actual fan mode itself, which right now I'm just on fan, would be running, you know, I would run usually around 40 to 50 when I'm just running the fan. And so this is definitely, just to run the fan on this is nice. I mean, it's under 30 amps, so it's really good. I'm really impressed with it. Well, that's it. That is RVs of America newest offering to the market, is an AC unit that is way better than the stock AC unit. Super impressed with this machine, and I'm really excited about offering it to everybody. I think this is going to be a huge ad. Super quiet, it's unbelievable. I'm right here talking and it's running, right? So it's not on full blast, but if I put it all the way up to full blast, it's not much different. It's actually really quiet. I'm super impressed with this unit. So if you're interested in it, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like. What do you do? They hit that, what's that thing that you hit?
The bell?
The bell. Hit the bell.
Gotta hit the bell.
Gotta hit the bell. And then you'll get notified when we get new videos out, and hopefully we'll see you all on an adventure, and have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.